Hello everyone, Streetbowl here bringing you another high ELO game today. Today I'm spectating off of InnoX actually, who was the top laner for Evil Geniuses a little while ago, back before they changed to, I believe they're Winter Fox now, and they're a different team and all weird and stuff now, but InnoX was their top laner back in kind of the golden day of EGNA when CLG EU kind of swapped out a couple people there and transferred over to NA. InnoX was their top laner, but he's going to be playing Leblanc in mid lane today. And I recognize a couple other people, but I could not tell you exactly much about them. Hellkey, I think we actually spectated in our last game, or maybe the game before that, so he seems to be a high elo top lane kind of player there. And I've seen Ariana Lovato in the spectate kind of thing in client a bunch of times before. So, going to be a high elo game. I think NiksBrotha I've actually seen in the spectate thing as well, but the other people, unfortunately, I do not know exactly who they are. But Ariana Lovato getting some early trade damage on top of her. I'd suggest you just go back there. Yeah, she's going to hop into the bush and go back, but they do ping her out. They do know she's there, so they're going to have to go in after her. Ariana Lovato is going to just take some trade damage, but if she backs before about 130 or so, she should be fine. So she's going to back right there and get herself back to base. Graves and Janna have to be careful though, because they could get kind of flanked out from the side. As you see where Caitlyn's standing, they could get jumped on from that side. But the little early trade damage onto Nami is going to be worth it, just to send her back to base and just make things easy. But they go back to base themselves, Graves and Janna actually, which is not a bad deal. Like I said, when you go back at about 130 or so, you can just come out with the minion wave. Any later than that, you're probably going to delay yourself for the actual lane phase, but because Graves and Janna don't have to leash, it's not a big deal for them. We'll see if they actually decide to start the Krugs here, or just go straight to lane. Yep, they're going to ping out the Krugs actually, so they will start the Krugs and try and get a level 2 advantage in the lane. Because Nami and Caitlyn have to help with the Gromp on their side, and aren't going to get any experience from that, Graves and Janna should actually come to lane here and hit level 2 first, and should be able to kind of bully the lane from there. We'll see how Nami and Caitlyn decide to play it. They need to shove out and get themselves some early experience before the level 2 Graves and Janna come to lane there, because that taking those Krugs is going to get them level 2 way sooner than Nami and Caitlyn will. But we'll see how they do in the bot lane. Interesting top lane matchup though between Cass and Rengar. Rengar going to try and abuse those bushes as much as possible. There's the level 2 coming from Graves. And of course he's going to be doing some damage there with that dash and buckshot. His EQ combo quite strong. Caitlyn though does have of course the range to abuse Graves, and that's why I'm assuming my assumption is they picked Caitlyn into the Graves because Caitlyn of course can actually bully Graves a bit early because of her long auto attack range. Which is usually when Graves is the strongest, is his burst in the early game and things like that is one of his strongest points, where that's actually Caitlyn's strongest point. So Caitlyn is a good pick against Graves, in that she scales alongside with him, but also has the range to bully him early and not let him get any sort of kind of easy lead in the early game, which is when he's quite strong. With the Janna, they're not going to have that aggressive of a lane. Like the Janna, you won't find her kind of trying to pick up kills for her Graves that often, so I'm not that big on the Janna Graves matchup, but the E shield there from Graves does allow some, or the E shield from Janna does allow some incredible damage coming out from the trade of Graves, and of course the shield is just always nice to have. But I still feel like if your AD carry is gonna be something like a Graves, unless your team comp specifically needs some sort of disengage like the Janna, which is, I like the Janna because they have the Cassiopeia top, so I understand why they picked that. But the Graves Janna isn't my favorite kind of synergy in bot lane. Although, like I mentioned, it's not bad because that shield is pretty darn strong on Graves to trade early. But to be honest, I kind of would have liked to see the swap in supports actually, like Caitlyn play with Janna and then Nami play with Graves, because Nami has a little bit more ways to kind of play aggressive, and Caitlyn I feel like just wants to play the poke game in this lane. Whoa, actually dodges the bubble right there, jukes it the last second, dashes forward into the bubble, then jukes it to the right at the very last second. And actually, I have these things mixed up actually, so let me just change these around. I had Cassiopeia in mid lane and Karma in top lane, but it's Karma in mid and Cass in top. Rengar doing a good job so far of abusing the bushes to stay even in CS. He opted for the longsword and 3 pots, which I think is a good idea to start with because he's probably going to be taking so much damage there from the poke of Cassiopeia. Here comes Vi trying to make a counter gank, or sorry, Rek'Sai trying to make a counter gank on the Vi, but they're going to both kind of back off there. A lot of mana being used by Cassiopeia in the top lane, but it's good because she's landing a ton of trade damage onto Rengar. Needs to catch up in CS though. It seems like she's favoring kind of poke onto Rengar instead of CS. Rengar doing a great job of zoning her out and picking up some nice farm of his own. And in the bot lane here, like I was saying before, Caitlyn is really, really good at, of course, just abusing early game and just poking and farming and poking and farming. And that is exactly what they're doing. But the 1v1 here, the reason that Rek'Sai is actually losing this is because he's behind in a level and doesn't have red buff. Oh, you know, he does have red buff, excuse me, so it's a red buff trade, but it's a level 4 versus level 3 is a fairly large difference. At this early in the game, the lower levels, the gaps are much larger. Of course, the gap between 1 and 2 probably being the biggest single level kind of gap in the game, but 3 and 4 are just kind of right by there, so Rek'Sai normally should be extremely good at dueling 1v1, but right now, because Vi, of course, like I said, had the level advantage, has been doing a bit more farming than Rek'Sai, she uses the 1v1 to bully Rek'Sai out and actually force him back into his own jungle to farm here for a little while. Vi doing a good job of just holding up in mid lane while Leblanc is going back, which is exactly what you want to do as a jungle, is you cover your lanes when your kind of laners are back, so you can make sure that you're not losing any experience or CS underneath the turret. So good job by Vi being in the right place on the map at the right time, and just goes back straight to farming there. But Leblanc is having a bit of a rough time in mid lane against that Karma, which is kind of what you'd expect, but Leblanc, I've seen some pretty darn good Leblancs before, but Karma should have an extremely strong lane phase and poke him out and stuff like that. Leblanc can fall behind in CS, but she needs kind of kills to get herself back in the game. LeBlanc's really hard to CS on, but she's of course easier to get kills on. So that's usually kind of the style of LeBlanc, is like, let your farm suffer, but you'll make up for it in kills. So we'll see if InnoX can make that happen, or if JayJ rather, in mid lane there on Karma, can keep LeBlanc under wraps, but she's catching a bit back up in farm and might be making her first roam here. Nope, just getting some wards down in the mid lane. But here comes Vi. She's only level 5 right now, so she does not have the guaranteed kind of lockdown of her ultimate. Gonna have to rely on hitting that Q, but she's going for some counter jungling right now. But there's nothing really to counter jungle, unfortunately, so hopefully she'll just set up some deep wards. Has no wards, unfortunately. Teleport being burned into the top lane there, but Vi actually kind of just making a trip around the enemy jungle there and didn't really get anything for it, unfortunately. She will be able to take out a ward, I think, or she's just camping right there on top of the ward. She's got the smited Gromp there, so she's going to try and make a play on Karma. We'll see what they do right here. She's going in, oh, actually has to flash the Q, does JayJ. So good call by JayJ. There's the ultimate from Cass, though. Needs to be really careful. The ultimate burned as well from Rengar, but Rengar jumps in out of the bushes. Actually, Rek'Sai turned around. If Rek'Sai, oh wow, good play by Cass. I was gonna say, I thought the whole point of that was for Cassiopeia to bait Rengar into the Rek'Sai, but then when they got super low on HP, Rek'Sai actually turned around and was like, nah, I'm out of here. So Cass was forced to just straight 1v1. But in the mid lane, here's another straight 1v1, but InnoX actually jumps back. Really good call because Rek'Sai was coming there. Vi going to use that Raptor buff to clear out a ward, which is something that's very strong there. Because she does have the Ranger's Trailblazer, I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, Ranger's Trailblazer. I always accidentally called it the Poachers by mistake there. But because of the Ranger's Trailblazer, she'll be able to smite things extremely fast, constantly getting allowed to smite those camps, where with the Stalker's Blade, the smite will be used a little bit more for champions and a little bit less on the camps there. So Vi should have an easier time clearing wards than Rek'Sai, and she's been farming much harder as well. That's kind of the difference here, is if you take the Stalker's Blade, you need to get yourself some kills, and if you take the Ranger's Trailblazer, just farm, farm, farm. And that is what Vi is doing right now, and playing dividends for her, or paying dividends rather. But it's 5-5, they get the bubble onto Graves, but actually have to flash and E away, and Nami's just going to abandon her AD carry right there. No, she didn't flash, she just E'd away with flash over the wall, but is going to go down regardless. Flash burn from Rek'Sai though as well. Flash burn from everybody. There's the ultimate from Graves. They will try and dive this here against Nami. Is Nami fast enough? Oh, in the top lane actually getting dove is Cassiopeia. Will they? Oh no, they actually back off. Cass was just far enough away to keep herself alive there. They didn't want to risk diving at low HP like that. But I feel like they could have tried something, but Cass is a little bit fast. They have the boots there. Vi has no boots, and Rengar, I don't know if he has the speed to catch up to her there. So probably a good idea just to leave her, bully her in lane, and try and make her farm under turret. But Cass is pretty darn good at farming. She has a lot of spells that can get those minions down and push the wave out. Rek'Sai using his ultimate just to get back to his own jungle right there, or her own jungle rather, which is usually what you see out of Rek'Sai is usually they're just gonna move around the map back from base or wherever they are with their ultimate and their tunnels. Just use it to kind of limit the amount of time it takes them to travel around the map, which is one of the reasons why Rek'Sai jungle is so strong. But Rek'Sai top lane is actually not bad either, because of course having that tunnel is really, really strong as well. With a teleport, you can tunnel down for a fight, or teleport down for a fight and then tunnel back up, vice versa, things like that. But Rek'Sai coming in for a gank here on Hellkey. Hellkey might be popping his ultimate. No, he's just gonna, yeah, he's just gonna stay still. Will he go down? They do spot him out. Yep, there they go. They've got him. Hellkey will go down here. Oh no, actually, wow, actually just keep himself alive there with the heal. Though they thought he was going to go down and they get burned. Wow, TGZ actually might go down here. Cass does have the trade damage. Wow, incredible play by Rengar, baiting them out with the heal. Actually, the Monsoon being used by Kappasun just to heal his team right there. Graves alone in bot lane currently because of the roam by Janna. And Janna is going to get jumped on by Leblanc. Luckily, Leblanc missed their spells, but Graves might get dove here, actually. Caitlyn taking some turret damage. They need to be careful. There's the ultimate. There's the Q as well as the sniper. That will be not enough damage. Nice dash forward. Is he going to go down, though? Oh, barely enough HP left over there from Caitlyn. The health pot ticking probably saved her life right there as she's destroying Graves in CS and picked up the first kill, which is exactly what you want to see. But now JayJ is trying to make something happen. He will be able to kill Ariana Lovato, but Kate should be able to get away. 3v3 happening meanwhile in the top lane here. And nobody died so far. The bot lane is the bloodthirsty one. Dodging the Q is Caitlyn. Karma is one of those AP carries that you can beat as a high micro AD carry champion. She uses the shield, but no, Karma has that blue buff, and she has more than enough items to keep things going right there. Nice try by Caitlyn. Unfortunately, Andybendy goes down there to JayJ. JayJ 2-0-0 now so far. Strongest member on the blue side. And MetaRhyperior is actually going to get jumped on by Vi. There's the ultimate. Gets blown up by InnoX. First kill for InnoX. And this is exactly what I was talking about before. Is even though Leblanc is behind in CS, she just needs to grab herself some kills and will catch up to Karma. The kills on Karma are way less threatening than they are on Leblanc, because Leblanc is one of those champions where if you feed her a bit, she'll be able to 100-0 you. And that's really what you want out of Leblanc when you pick her. That's kind of your goal, is to be able to 100-0 someone eventually. And so far, InnoX is trying to get himself on the path to that Hellkey, getting slowed there by the poison, but uses the trap there as well to slow Cassiopeia and keep herself alive. But here's the dive from Rek'Sai. There's the exhaust onto MetaRhyperior, actually. Yeah, and Hellkey actually took exhaust and flash. Will Cass go down? Yes, Cass goes down. That's going to be a double kill in top lane for Rengar. And Rengar is kind of the same as Leblanc in that he wants to just 100-0 you pretty much. Now, Rengar will probably be building tanky and stuff a little bit after this, but he finished his Youmuu's Ghostblade with that. And that's going to be really, really dangerous against Cass, because Cass has no real escape. She's got stuns and things like that and slows. But other than that, Rengar should be able to catch up to her with an active Youmuu's. So it's going to be really scary for Cass in top lane. And unfortunately, their second dive attempt just gives up more for Rengar, and Rengar is going to be very strong. Actually, Vi just swapped out her Ranger's Trailblazer for the Stalker's Blade right there. Oh my goodness, JayJ being forced to teleport away, or being forced to flash away, but the teleport comes in. Leblanc able to get back in time, but the clones are popped, and Cass is unfortunately just teleporting to mid lane just to run back to top. So a little bit late, but she did kind of, delay, but kind of stifle, I guess you want to say, stop the dive there. Made sure that the red side had no kind of, I'm trying to think of the word for it, but they didn't want to dive, basically. They saw the teleport coming in and thought, let's just back off. This is not worth it. Oh, but JayJ is going to go down here. The jump from Rengar as well as Leblanc, and that is what we were talking about before. Even though they didn't really use their full kind of kits there, they still blow him up pretty darn quick there. Rengar picking up the kill. And actually, I forgot to mention that Andybendy, I'm sure you guys saw before, Andybendy DC'd, unfortunately. He just came back right now, so he should be alright for his team. Cass pushing in top lane, but that's going to be a free dragon for the blue side so far. InnoX trying to get some damage on in mid lane, but it's not going to be that much right there. They need to get their AD carry back on the map right now. Graves is catching up in farm, and Kate finally going to get out on the map and push out bot lane here, as there's a ton of juicy farm for her to pick up down there. And LeBlanc actually just passed Karma in CS right there. So that's going to be really, really good for LeBlanc. She's going to go back to base and pick up her 20% CDR item. I think she's going to go Morello's here, which I actually would have liked to see her go the Athenes, because she is facing a double AP comp. She's got Karma and Cassiopeia, who are the two strongest members of the enemy team. I would have liked to see the magic resistance coming out from the Athenes, and you can see that Karma actually opted to do that. Because she wants to stay alive against LeBlanc. That extra MR should help against the 100-0 potential, but I would have liked to see it from LeBlanc as well. I know the Morello's is cheaper and stuff like that, but against double AP, I like going the Athenes more. But I can understand why he just wanted to get the cheaper item and get that 20% CDR, the extra AP, things like that on him earlier, because the Athenes is a little bit more cost intensive and it has more defensive stats than the Morello's. So if you're content with your positioning and want to just blow people up instantly, then hey, the Morello's is fine. But personally, I probably would have gone for Athenes right there. Well, actually gets the slow there, does Rek'Sai. MetaRhyperior forces the flash out of Hellkey. Cass and Rek'Sai have been making a date in top lane right there. They've just been trying to murder Rek'Sai, or murder Rengar rather, a bunch of times over and over again. Hellkey doing a great job of keeping himself alive. And they really haven't abused the fact that, red side that is, the fact heal used by Kate, she might go down here. NiksBrotha, there's the trap, he's going to have to avoid around it. Oh, great flash by Janna, pushing Kate back. There's the ultimate from Graves, and that'll be an easy kill. 1-3-0 on Kate there, unfortunately. And Graves is catching himself back up. First kill of the game. It's going to be really, really nice for him. But the red side hasn't abused the blue side hasn't abused the fact that Hellkey did not take a teleport. They have no teleport on their team. And with Cass, with the teleport, they need to make sure they abuse that. And the only real way they can abuse that is forcing 5v4 fights. They need Cass to pressure Rengar underneath his own turret and then teleport into a fight and help out from there. But unfortunately for the blue side, Cassiopeia isn't exactly the best teleporter ever. It's going to be really difficult when you're a squishy champion like that to jump in a fight, possibly in the middle of the fight. You might get blown up instantly, so just be really careful about our teleports. Here comes Rek'Sai with the ultimate, though, going into the mid lane. And they might decide and push this. Graves is just back right now, so they do need to be careful and probably just set up some wards. I like the pink ward coverage on the top side of the map there for the red team, but Rek'Sai is going to clear one of those island pink brushes out, or pink wards rather. Oh no, he's going straight for Scuttle, and now he's going to clear it. I was going to say they might collapse on him. He needs to be super careful when you get baited in like that. There's the bubble on top of the knock-up, on top of the wave there. InnoX gets exhausted, but he does get the chain off. Let's see if Karma can defend his Janna for right now. There's the slow from the bullet trap. Oh, and actually the trap lands on a JayJ, and that's the full trap. They might turn this into a 3-0. JayJ is barely escaping alive. Rengar actually goes down from the Cassiopeia underneath the turret. Wow, Ugapa there is not making the best decisions, unfortunately. Dives the turret, goes down, just gets kited back underneath the turret. InnoX at barely any health, did pick up a kill, but Ariana Lovato is probably going to go down here to the slows of Cass unless she can get away. Oh, nice little dodge there on the side. Gets hit, but she should be able to stay alive with the heal. The damage has to burn the flash, and Cass realizes, oh, they have a turret. They still have a turret there. I should probably back out the other way around, but might try and make a play there. Oh, she comes from the back there because the minion wave is finally crashing into the turret. Great play there from the blue side to kind of turn that around, as they were getting jumped on pretty hard there once Rek'Sai went down from the pink buff steal, as well as of course the scuttle crab try and take there. It was a little bit of a bait. Absolute wombo combo wall up. Good CC train by Ariana Lovato. Used the bubble on top of the trap, or on top of the I think it was the chain, or maybe it's the trap. I'm not sure. I don't remember at this point. But on top of the snare, used the bubble to make sure it could hit, and then trained the Nami ultimate wave right on top of after the bubble finished. Dragon's going to be up in about 1:50 here, so they should eventually in the next little while try and set up some vision around Dragon and get a good contest going. Because I feel like either team can really kind of claim their hold over Dragon at this point. InnoX jumping forward to try and get some trade damage, and actually get some trade damage back on himself. Karma doing a good job of shielding. Karma is a very good champion against Leblanc because she has so many ways to survive. She can shield herself. She's kind of the equivalent of like a Lulu or something like that, in that they can both be played support, but if you play them as a mid laner against an AP burst mage, you should do well because they can keep themselves alive. Like Lulu can shield herself, she can knock herself up, she can polymorph. Karma can shield herself, speed herself up, slow down the enemy, things like that. Make sure that she stays alive and then can do damage after the case, and knows that with the ward there, knows that Leblanc and Nami are trying to wait for a pick. She's just going to poke out and wave clear. See, she gets some trade damage on, but it's not that bad because of the shield, where a lot of other mid laners would get just blown up immediately from that and would be kind of out of the next fight. But JayJ just popping the shield, keeping himself alive. There's the chain, but the good little 50 or 40 caliber net, excuse me, from Andybendy, keeping himself alive. Also puts down a trap in the small confined area. I like that. You want to have your traps in the most confined areas possible. But there's the jump from Rengar, a nice little ultimate, and in comes Janna as well, and a great little bait. TGZ picking up the kill. NiksBrotha is probably gonna go down. The flash, actually, I don't even think he blocked it. I think he flashed, and then the ultimate still hit Graves. Graves goes down regardless, and Rek'Sai's gonna try and chase right there using the little jump forward. Uses the smite, gets the knockup. There's Janna with the slow, but over the wall. Oh no, right into a Karma. That's really unfortunate. And Vi should go down here. There's the other smite as well. But the chain. No, actually, the Q getting just away, but Janna's got the speed there. Janna should slow her down. Trying to give the kill to somebody else there. And are they going to be able to do it? There, MetaRhyperior just uses his smite and picks up the kill himself there. Janna could have picked up that kill, but she wanted to transfer it over to her team. So good idea there by Kappasun, playing like a true support, making sure to get the rest of her team fed, and she's just going to support them along the way. But this is a good kind of dragon map control, I guess you could say, for the blue side right there. There is a ward from the red side seeing this dragon out, but they should be able to just take it for free here. Janna going to be shielding up Rek'Sai. Graves on his way, but it should go down before Graves actually gets there. And Rengar can't teleport into any sort of fight, so he is just straight farming in top lane right there. So the blue side can try and make a play maybe on the bot lane or maybe in mid lane, something like that, somewhere where Rengar is not. They need to abuse the fact that that Rengar can't go somewhere else when he's in top lane there. They just move on the other side of the map, and Rengar cannot follow up. But they do need to be careful about the split push coming out from Rengar, because he did opt for a pretty kind of straight offense build. He's going that like the old school Rengar of just like, all I'm doing is going to assassinate you, just murder you real quick. where I feel like kind of most Rengars nowadays build a fair amount of tankiness to keep themselves alive. Hellkey is pretty much going for straight split push. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Ravenous Hydra or something of the like there. Maybe a Last Whisper, you never know. But the Ravenous Hydra would help him push and stuff. Not exactly a Rengar item, but it would help him push like crazy. And we see that he might be going to the Last Whisper or the Ravenous Hydra based on the build right there. We'll see what he picks up when he backs right there. And it is the Tiamat, so he is going to be going into the Ravenous Hydra for that split push. And he's going to have two nice little actives to pop there with the Youmu's as well as the Tiamat. And once he goes into the Ravenous Hydra, should be a good build for Rengar, which I think at this point, split pushing is almost their best idea. They are following a little bit behind right now, and I don't know if Cass can stop Rengar and then also teleport into the fight healthy. If Rengar just eliminates Cass from the fight and just 1v1s her in bot lane, even if they both die, even if they don't die, she just pushes him away, Rengar will have done his job. Because the thing is Rengar can't get into fights if he's split pushing. So when he does do that, he needs to either take turrets or kill someone or at least remove them from the fight to make sure that it's an even matchup for his team when they are actually fighting in this 4v4. But Rengar opting to stay with the team right now, which I don't mind at all. Actually going to be popping his ultimate going in here. That Janna might go down. She's going to have to flash away immediately, actually, and that will be a negated ultimate there. But oh, wow, actually now gets the kill. Amazing collateral damage, just barely picking up the kill. The red damage, or the dot damage from the red buff, allowing that kill to happen. Vi queuing away at the last second to avoid that chain there from Karma, but they're just chasing down Hellkey right now. The trap lands, and there's the ultimate onto NiksBrotha. The team kind of abandons it, but the ultimate from Janna is going to be more than enough to keep him alive right there. Flash is actually forward, should be able to. The Qs from Vi are so defensive this game, but they are keeping her alive, barely maybe. There's the dash, the Q does not land, and NiksBrotha is not going to pick himself a kill on Ugapa. Vi is going to stay alive for the time being, but Cass is split pushing right now, which is what I like to see because she can teleport into these fights. So they're going to have to send someone to deal with bot lane or just have an outnumbered matchup in the mid lane and try and get a pick here, but Cass can teleport in, so they need to be very careful. So good job by Cass forcing a bad decision out of the red side. They have to send Kate away to the bot lane to try and defend, and in that time they should be able to grab the mid lane here too. Whoa, flash underneath the turret there by TGZ, going ham there, and that's going to be a kill on Caitlyn. Caitlyn was not expecting that burst, but Cass is an absolute monster right now, been farming pretty hard all game long, and has that Seraph's Embrace as well as the Rylai's completed, so the slows are crazy, the shields are crazy. Cassiopeia is not only going to be doing a ridiculous amount of damage, but should be able to take a fair amount, but not enough right there. The shield, I don't even think he actually popped the Seraph's Embrace right there, just went down immediately, LeBlanc blowing him up, and LeBlanc with those Sork boots is really going to help. The flat magic pen is really good against non-tanky characters, and even though Cass has some tankiness in health and shields and things like that, it's no actual magic resistance, which is what you need to get things like Abyssal Scepter or the Truce or the Void Staff, rather, excuse me, to try and cut through the magic resistance percentage-wise. But when they don't have, they've only got the flat magic resistance of their kind of kit or of their runes and masteries and things like that. Having that flat magic pen coming out from the Sork boots is going to pay dividends, and LeBlanc is jumping around, and you saw how fast she blew up Cassiopeia. Even though Cass had a bunch of HP, it doesn't matter when you don't have the magic resistance to cover it up. InnoX is still going to be doing a huge amount of damage right there. InnoX just has to back off and just go back there, but Kappasun just delaying the back there from InnoX, trying to stall out for as much time as possible. And I like the Mejai's Soul Stealer from Kappasun in this game because he is reasonably far ahead. Like, their team is in the lead right now, and Janna's pretty easy to stay alive on, so I don't mind that pickup. Janna is a good champion to have that on, but some people kind of pick it up in tricky situations when you're behind and stuff. Like the one on Nami right now is a little worrisome to me. If she dies again, then it's gonna not really be worth it gold wise, but we'll see what they do here. I usually prefer the Mejai's coming from the winning team as opposed to the losing team kind of thing, but I understand why Nami would do that. She just wants to get as much AP as possible, and she figures that she can position properly and be the safe person on her team to keep herself alive, try and keep her team alive, and not kind of blow those Mejai's stacks, because it really just comes down to, I really feel like with Mejai's, it's like, who cares about kills or assists? Just don't die. Just don't lose the stacks. As long as you don't lose the stacks, you'll be alright, and it'll be decent gold purchase. But InnoX going to try and make a jump on JayJ. JayJ using the shields right there, and InnoX is forced back. See, InnoX eats about the same trade damage, if not more, against that Karma. Whoa, the collateral damage actually just missing right there. Or actually, maybe it hit. LeBlanc flashed away. I don't know if she flashed into it or what exactly happened, but a sliver of health left for LeBlanc. And they're actually not going to block the ult from Caitlyn onto JayJ right there. So JayJ a little bit low on HP. MetaRhyperior going to be clearing out some wards there as he unburrows on Rek'Sai. He's got a pink ward and he's got the Raptor buff, so he's going to be more than content to clear out a ton of wards here. and they should be able to push this up slowly. Once again, I like how Cass is in bot lane, pushing the side waves, and she can teleport into the fight if need be, but Rengar is pushing top lane, which is what he needs to be doing. I really think that Rengar needs to kind of help his team by split pushing at the moment, and just kind of force map pressure elsewhere and divide up the resources of the blue side right now. Because in fights, he's really not doing that much, unfortunately, but he does have a great amount of split push potential with that Ravenous Hydra now. And of course with the Youmuu's Ghostblade, that'll allow him to escape from fights when he doesn't want to, or chase down fights that he does want. And Dragon's spawning in about 10 seconds here, so Rengar should be trying to move his way back over to the bottom side of the map instead of top here. And Graves is on the top side, so he needs to clear a wave and then head over back down to the bot. But Rengar might try and get a jump here on Graves. Actually, no, they're actually going to be killing in mid lane. Rengar got content to stay on the other side. That's going to be 2 kills there. TGZ is teleporting in, but like I mentioned before, Cass in the middle of a fight is not what you want. There's the 1v1 on the side, and this is exactly what the red side wants, is they want these scenarios where Rengar can 1v1 and 80 carry in the top lane, and then they can get a jump and blow up Karma, kill Cass after the teleport. Janna didn't even get a chance to use her flash or exhaust. This is exactly what you want if you were the red side, and Dragon is just spawning right now as well, so that should be another Dragon for them. And that should be, I believe, their second Dragon to tie things up in the game. And MetaRhyperior is more than content to trade with Hellkey right now, because Hellkey, of course, does not have any defensive items. He's pretty much straight damage. And the Rek'Sai right now has a Randuin's Omen as well as some Merc Treads, so he doesn't really care whatsoever. Although it's mostly AD damage coming out from Rengar, the Merc Treads will help him with the slows and snares and things like that as well. So Rek'Sai can trade pretty well with Rengar so far. And Rek'Sai is not a bad choice of someone to split push with or defend a split push, because he can just ult back into the fight. It's kind of like having 2 teleports. So they could try and do like a 1-3-1 type split push scenario. But we saw just there before, when they don't have Graves, when they don't have their full team there, they might get jumped on and blown up and get a Dragon lost for it. So it could be very dangerous, but they see Caitlyn on the bot side of the map and might set up for Baron because of this. Vi is back at base. They're going to go straight for it right now. I don't believe they have vision. Let me just see. They do not, but Nami's going to go check it out right now. Nami's going to throw a ward down, and they will see that they're doing Baron. Let's see if Leblanc can get there in time. I don't think they can. This should be a free Baron for the blue side. Nami trying to steal it with the wave. Rek'Sai gets the smite and picks up the Baron for blue team, and this could be a game-changing moment. Let's see what they can do with this blue buff. InnoX almost getting caught out, forced to jump away, but he does get the clear there on the ward. Really good job to make sure he denies the vision and keeps himself safe. Leblanc, of course, really good at getting away when you don't use your jump as the engage. Jumps away there, clearing wards all over the map, so I really like what InnoX is doing right now. Deny some vision from the enemy team. He might kind of try and come in from behind here and get a jump, but his team is very spread out right now. They need to defend and kind of collapse on together. Vi and Rengar are coming in to collapse. Blue side does not realize that Dragon is dead just yet. They should press tab and find out. But Jay actually going to take some trade damage from InnoX. InnoX doing a good job of getting a chunk before the fight starts there. Cassiopeia needs to be safe because Rengar's coming from the back there. There's the jump, and he is going to kill Janna immediately and then flash away, and that is what you want to do as a Rengar's jump in, blow someone up, and then get the hell out of there. And having the support get blown up is a very good idea. That's kind of the style as we saw in Season 4 mostly, I believe it was, where the style of game was, hey, are you an assassin? Then go kill the enemy support, blow the enemy support up, and just farm them. And this is why I was saying before, the Mejai's, I was like, I like it, but it's, I personally, I rarely, if ever, build it. Because you're putting yourself in a situation where you see right now, Nami is like, yeah, it's working out pretty well for me. And then you see Janna's side, it's going, oh no, I've died 2 times since I've bought this. This was a terrible investment in gold, unfortunately. InnoX getting some trade damage and a MetaRhyperior. MetaRhyperior might die here. The Nami wave is going to go on, and Caitlyn is going to pick up the kill there. Some nice crits. JayJ, oh, he does take the trade damage, so he will go down here. Double kill for Caitlyn, but the Ignite is going to take down InnoX himself. 5-2-5. Shut down for Janna, so it's a pretty goal there. And it's going to be Andybendy going down as well. Rengar is split pushing the top lane though, which is exactly what I want to see from him. Hellkey doing exactly what he needs to do. We saw in the fight before, blow up the Janna and then get out of there, and now he's split pushing top while his team is fighting elsewhere, and that is the perfect thing to do. Rengar right now with his build is so strong at pushing down these turrets, and I believe he'll pick up his last Whisper next, which will really allow him to just shred through absolutely anybody. You saw there before, he went after the squishiest target on the member of the blue team, which was of course that Janna didn't get to pop her ultimate, her flash, or her exhaust in that fight, and that's what you want. NiksBrotha has to flash away, but he might just die here immediately to Hellkey, and that's exactly what's happening with this Rengar. He's going to turn around again. The ultimate from Janna going to force them away. He should be careful though, because Cass might get a slow. There's the Ice Queen's claim. And he is going to get the slow there from the dot damage. We'll see if there's a knock-up. Yes, there is the tornado knocked up, and that's going to be a shutdown onto Hellkey. Rengar dying there, but he is super strong as well. So the top laner is actually probably the strongest members in this game. Cassiopeia and Rengar are absolutely crazy right now. Great knock-up by MetaRhyperior to stop the Q escape from Ugapa, and he will go down here. Whoa, there's the slow. Maybe the Q, just enough speed. That Q cooldown is so low. Scrying Orb coming out. There's the Q landing from MetaRhyperior, and actually Hellkey is disconnected, unfortunately. Ugapa, whoa, just barely getting away. Oh, it's the heal there from Nami as well. InnoX coming in to play some defensive line. Nami, great wave to stop the enemy right there. Will they be able to speed up on them? No. InnoX from the side there. MetaRhyperior is just dashing all around, trying to make some plays, but Caitlyn should be able to pick up that Scuttle Crab there. And the blue side just backs off currently. They unfortunately did not really get much out of their Baron. In the mid lane right there, we've got Graves going after Caitlyn. Actually, no, Kappasun will go down here to InnoX. No, gets the flash away, the ignite. Yes, that is going to be the kill. InnoX picking up a kill on the support right there, and Janna is not having a good day. Kind of wishing she didn't buy that Majai's at this point, where Nami is loving the Majai's. And this is what I mentioned before. Like I think that Majai's is a decent item, but it's just such a risky item. And when you're in an even game like this, I just don't want to take those risks. Janna would be way farther ahead if she had spent that gold on something else. Unfortunately, she got killed a bunch of times, and the Majai's stacks are just dropping crazily. I believe she's at 3 stacks right now, I think. It doesn't even say the stacks, so we have to click on actual Janna there. Oh, it doesn't even say, actually, it just says it right there. So 3 stacks, yeah, there's, I think that's 12 as well for Nami here. Yep, 12 stacks for Nami, and then just 3 for Janna. So you can see the difference, 4 times as many stacks on that Majai's. When she gets to 20, that's when it will become absolutely crazy and super overpowered. But it's, of course, the kind of risky game you play to actually get to that 20th stack or get close to it. And so far, Nami is on the way, but I don't know if she'll get there before they get blown up. The gold is still pretty even, and she could get exploded anytime, but InnoX is camping on the side here, might be trying to get an early burst down. Vi going to be split pushing, actually, trying to defend the wave in bot lane, and the camp there in the mid lane side brush. Leblanc and Nami are going to give up hope on that and just walk away and defend some waves. They're coming around from the side here. They might be trying to make a pick on the back of Vi. We'll see what they can do. Vi does have a lot of tankiness right now, and she's been escaping with Qs all game long. Oh, they actually flash forward. I thought they were going to just give up on Vi right there, but they are going to go straight ham on her and try and pick her off there. They do get the kill. MetaRhyperior picking up the kill, and LeBlanc as well as Nami are just going to be shoving in mid lane, but they should be, the blue side that is, should be able to push faster. They're just going to have Cass tank it for right now. The AP will not be able to push as fast as the AD there coming out from Graves, so I don't think they want to do this base trade. I was going to say, yeah, LeBlanc and Nami need to just back right now and defend their base, because they are going to easily get out-traded, and the tanking by MetaRhyperior, there's just no chance that Turt's even going to remotely kill him, not even putting a dent in him. This should be the first inhibitor of the game for blue side with some great rotations. Dragon just spawning, though, and they're going to be running back to that now. And there is the speed up from Karma using her ultimate to get the shield and speed up for her entire team, move them back to Dragon. Great plays so far coming out from the blue side, and they should be able to pick themselves up the 3rd dragon of the game here, non-contested. And having the bot lane inhibitor down is going to be really, really good for them, because Baron is spawning in a minute and 10 seconds. So having the bot lane inhibitor forcing someone from the team without a teleport to be stuck in bot lane for the rest of this game, pretty much pushing waves, will really open up a free Baron, or at least an easier Baron for the blue side right now. And it looks like the red side is trying to get some vision on that early, get that Skeletal Crab going, because they know that's really their only hope right now, is they need to have a bunch of vision and try and make a steal when they do go for Baron, because that bot lane is going to be pushing here now that the super minions are on the map. And they ping out Vi as well, so they're saying she's on the opposite side of the map. She's the one who's going into bot lane, actually. They should be able to just go straight for Baron here. They're going to push out mid and top lane, which I think is a great idea. But because they saw Vi taking the Gromp here, it's going to be really difficult for them to try. Oh my goodness, InnoX actually, misses the chains. And the Scrying Orb is going to see out Nami as well as LeBlanc right there. They need to set up some vision around. But Vi is still on the bottom side of the map. They should just be straight pushing a fight or rushing down Baron, doing something here. We've got 15 seconds. Vi is still stuck there. I really think that, I don't think they have the Baron timer. No, they should, because they saw when they took it last time, or they saw at least roughly when they took it. Whoa, InnoX almost going down. NiksBrotha getting the shield on himself right there, keeping himself alive. The ace in the hole going to go out, get blocked, keep himself alive. And Vi is trying to make her way. Baron just spawning right now. LeBlanc coming from the back. This could actually be dangerous now for the blue side, not from the steal attempt from Vi, but just LeBlanc trying to blow someone up before they get in. And there's LeBlanc coming in, and the ultimate popped by Kappasun, and it's going to be a double kill for LeBlanc. And this is what I was worried about. Kappasun might go down here. They're going to follow up on him. The disengage. Nope, there's the ultimate from Vi, and that will be 3 members dead for the blue side. And that was actually a really good play by the red team to clean that up right there. And that's what I was worried about. InnoX on LeBlanc, he can blow people up from the side there, so even if they do get the Baron, it's going to be rough for the blue side. But the one bit of solace is they do have their bot lane pushing. And they will have 2 Baroned up members, to have the waves kind of get steroided by the Baron buff there. And we should have Rek'Sai and Cassiopeia trying to make some plays happen. But Vi is going to be clearing out the enemy jungle of wards and going over and fighting some Krugs, actually. So we're going to be doing a bit of counter jungling deep in the enemy base, or in the enemy jungle rather. And we'll probably just back in a bush, I'm assuming. Yep, there he goes. That'd be the best way to do it. Instead of actually just run back to your side of the map, just back. No, he is actually going to run back. Maybe clear a wave or something like that on the way. Oh, no, he's going to go to a safer bush? Maybe he was a little bit nervous right there of the bush he was in currently. Or maybe he got pinged out, wanted to check that bush, who knows. But staying safe is Vi there. InnoX going to pick up that blue buff, which is going to be really, really good for him. Having that extra CDR, it'll be close to maxed with that Morello's there. I think it should be about, what, like 35 right now? Let me just check. Make sure. Quick reduction. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, almost 35. 33.75 there. So he's getting pretty darn close. Doesn't have the full 5%, but he's going to be jumping onto JayJ, and JayJ, as you can see, even with the shields, he's still getting chunked from more than he was before. The death cap on LeBlanc, the Abyssal Scepter, everything is doing a lot of damage right now. And here comes Rek'Sai with the ultimate, but it's just to get back on the map. And InnoX is actually, I was going to say he's going to be content to go back after chunking him out, but no, he looks like he wants to try and make a play here. He's waiting in the side brush yet again. And I don't believe they spot him. No, they do not, but they're going to back off. Spidey senses tingling, knowing that, hey, LeBlanc probably could be waiting in the bush here and kill us. Excuse me, but Graves actually going to the red buff, and LeBlanc should be able to try and make a pick on him. Going to wait until Graves gets low on HP right here. Thank you, camera. Oh, flashes away does NiksBrotha, and actually really good play by NiksBrotha. He uses his flash to get the red buff, but hey, I think that's worth it at the end of the day, because that easily could have been not only a red buff, but a kill as well, transferred over to InnoX on LeBlanc. Double buff LeBlanc, not too much fun to deal with. Vi in the top lane, though, they're going to try and make a gank on her. A MetaRhyperior actually jumping in, lands the Q, gets the smite as well. Double smite traded back there by Vi. And InnoX and Jay are, oh my god, Jay just got blown up immediately by InnoX. I can't even believe that. Ugapa probably going to go down here from the chase. They have too much movement speed as well as kind of slowing ability. Or can they? Nami with the wave. Ugapa, oh, great bubble coming from MetaRhyperior, and they flash forward. Ugapa just barely alive. He actually smites the red buff to get a bit of health back. Oh, wow, nice try, though, but unfortunately goes down to Cass overall. But in the bottom there, Graves did go down to LeBlanc. The ultimate by Kate, not actually doing that much damage. MetaRhyperior able to tank up a fair amount of that damage. Andybendy trying to make a play there. Flashes forward and goes into Cass, but Cass uses the Zonias. Oh, my goodness, can they make this play? Oh, the double bubble, not enough there. Going to be the kill onto Kate, or else that that Piltover Peacemaker actually would have done a ton of damage. MetaRhyperior going to have his Guardian's Angel popped, and he should go down immediately after, and that's really unfortunate. Wow, perfectly timed bubble by Ariana Lovato. Will he be able to get out? Oh my god. I was going to say, when you pop that GA there, that's unfortunately going to be a big waste of money, to be honest. When you have that GA popped and you don't make really use of it. Now with the GA, all you're getting is the actual armor and magic resistance from it. When you don't have the full active, it's really not that good of an item. So unfortunately, Rek'Sai popping that GA in an unfavorable situation, the GA on Vi is going to do a lot more for their team if you can kind of stay alive and get out after it, or make that Guardian's Angel kind of pay dividends for his team. Unfortunately, Rek'Sai right there, the resurrection from Guardian's Angel was pretty much pointless because he was dead afterwards anyways. So not the best item choice, unfortunately, if you're going to be playing like that. But once it's back off active, it will be nice. It's really, really annoying when you're facing a tank, and you kill the tank after a long, long period of time. You catch them out, CC them, and do a bunch of damage to them. It takes forever. And then they finally die, and then get respawned immediately after. That's super frustrating. But as we saw, Rek'Sai, he was trapped out of position right there, and it doesn't matter if your enemy respawns when they're out of position and outnumbered. And Dragon will be spawning here in about 10 seconds, and it looks like they want to pick up their fourth, the blue side that is. They do have, of course, 3, like I mentioned. They want to pick up their 4th dragon and get that minion pushing power, and then have the potential for the 5th dragon as well, as the 5th dragon is really kind of the end-all be-all buff in this game currently right now. Trying to make a play on Hellkey. They do get the slow from the Janna ultimate, or the Janna Ice Queen's claim rather, or Frost Queen's claim. And MetaRhyperior picking up the kill himself actually, and they're gonna turn right to Dragon, shove the wave in and turn right to Dragon. It should be a free one, or they might actually try and bait this out here. We'll see what they're doing. I would like to see them just go straight for Dragon, but Rek'Sai looks like he's gonna go for Dragon, and they're gonna have the rest of them just shove waves in. Which I don't know about that. I'd say just all go to Dragon and then shove everything else in, like maybe shove a wave in top, but then take Dragon and go roam mid. whatever you do, just shove a bunch of waves and take dragon fast. But I feel like the split up from the blue side kind of just delayed them a bit. But they did kind of pressure in the red team into their base, so I don't mind it. But that's what I was talking about before. By pushing in waves, you can control where the enemy goes. So you shove all of the minions onto their side of the map, and they're going to be forced to defend the minion waves, clear waves, get CS and experience while you pick up a free dragon. And a minute and 25 seconds until Baron spawns again. It looks like Karma and Cass are going to go back, pick up some items, and then set up for this next Baron here. Rek'Sai in the top lane there with Janna. Gotta pick up some farm for himself. And Janna's kind of just dancing back and forth saying, I don't want to pick up the CS, but I want the experience and the extra gold. And InnoX right now seems like the kind of main hope, I guess, for the red side. Not to, of course, take anything away from the rest of his team, but InnoX seems to be kind of the main carrier on their team. And Nami has been on point the entire game with her bubbles and everything like that. And her Majais is at 16 stacks currently. So that's working out pretty well for her. And Janna actually opting to get the Warmogs again. Really interesting play by Janna to pick up the Warmogs. But it should be good, because if she is stacked MR, it wouldn't be good against Rengar, and it would only be good against Leblanc, and then Leblanc just picked up her Void Staff. So I don't mind that at all, actually. There's not much kind of like percent health damage, so the Warmogs will cover up both the AD and the AP damage coming in onto Janna. And Janna just wants something that's going to kind of keep her alive right now. Where I feel like if she had opted for something like a Zhonya's to try and like to stasis through the LeBlanc burst, she'd just get blown up before she could use it, things like that. And there's the ultimate coming out from Kate, but NiksBrotha is just going to lifesteal that back up, and LeBlanc had to defensively jump away. But MetaRhyperior is actually going ham on LeBlanc right now, trying to zone her out from the fight. And there's the Baron, spawning in 5 seconds, and it looks like they will be spotted out by the Red Ward there as well. But Andybendy taking a bunch of trade damage from NiksBrotha. And that is what you want right now. You want to chunk your enemy out and then try and take a free Baron, but they don't really have the full map control right now. They have a little bit of map control, but it's kind of about half and half currently. The waves are kind of sitting half and half. Let's see if the red side is going to contest this. They have to make something happen. The Baron is getting shredded right now, and it's going to go down here. It will be taken over. Graves picks up the kill, but in comes Hellkey. Hellkey getting knocked up and is going to be blown up immediately. InnoX from the back line, the stasis from Cass, and it should be okay. Ugapa goes down. The Guardian's Angel is going to be popped, but all 5 members of the blue side are still alive. Ignite's ticking, but they're going to pick up that kill, and they have the Baron buff on top of that. Andybendy's trying to kite for his life right now, and I don't know if they should chase this. I think they should just push down waves, but Graves is going to chase it with the speed up from Karma right there. They have the speed. MetaRhyperior might go down. He does. Andy Karma kites for his life, and he does go down, and actually they pick up the kill on Karma as well. And this is what I was talking about. I think they should just push objectives right now when the enemy team is running away. If they chase, they're going to get blown up from the sides there, and we saw Andybendy as well as InnoX picking up 2 kills that probably shouldn't have happened. But like I was saying, they got Baron buff. Go push a side lane, go defend mid, go push top, go do anything. Just stop chasing the kills and go get your minions steroided up, or else the Baron buff's really doing nothing, unfortunately. And Karma ended up going down with still her full kit available, unfortunately. She had both summoner spells as well as her ultimate off cooldown. And Cass has her teleport now, so Cass should be sent to a side lane, have her push that out, like send her bottom or something like that. Have her shove that out, or top, one of the two. Just send her to one of the side lanes and have her push it out and then teleport into a fight if they need it. But right now they need to push these waves out and get themselves back some map control, because even though they've taken most of the dragons, and they'll be on their 5th dragon here on the next one, and they've taken 2 Baron buffs, they really don't have the same map control that you would like to see out of a team that should have all those resources kind of up their sleeve, I guess. And LeBlanc trying to wait in the bush for a pick, but she's going to decide to go back as Janna, as Janna and Graves are too smart for that. They realize they don't have wards up there. They've got a LeBlanc on their team. It's the most fed person on their team. Let's just stay alive, shove the wave out, and go somewhere else, which is exactly what you should be doing. Get the wave shoving and then just rotate somewhere else. LeBlanc trying to shove it in here in bot lane. And I don't know why Cass is with someone right now. Who's Cass with? Cass is with Rengar or Rek'Sai right now. Cass and Rek'Sai should be split up. They should be in opposite lanes. Someone should be defending top lane right now, and that's where I think Karma is going. But unfortunately, some minions are going to crash into the turret before they get there. And Karma's actually just going to mid. This is unfortunately some miscoordination for the blue side. Rek'Sai should be top lane. Cass should be bot lane, or vice versa. One of the two. Just have somebody who can split, pushing those side waves and getting some map pressure out for their team. Because even though blue should be in control of this game right now, red side's in control of the map currently, because of the way they've just been pushing in the waves and have all of the minions crashing into the enemy towers. So even though there's an open inhibitor in bot lane for the blue side, they still haven't, they're not even close to getting it. They're pinging it out right now, and this is what they need to do. They're like, okay, Rengar's in bot lane, Vi isn't to be seen, let's just go straight choke down mid here. Rek'Sai has his ultimate up, he can tunnel his way to our team if he needs to get into a fight. But let's take something down, and this is exactly what I wanted to see. Janna trying to get, Janna almost getting blown up there by Leblanc, but Leblanc missing a couple of her spells, and of course Janna has that Warmogs again, so it's going to keep her not only safe from the burst damage. Here comes the ultimate from Rek'Sai, but it's a short ultimate, just getting back on the mid lane of the map right there. They need to kite back and be careful. But the thing that is nice is they were able to grab the turret from that without actually taking any casualties. Or maybe they will. No, it gets blown up. InnoX with the kill there. There's the slow JayJ in the side there. This is a great fight for the red side. TGZ in stasis right now. InnoX going to try and blow him up. There's the flash from Hellkey. They're going to get the kill. MetaRhyperior trying to tank in the backline. Gets the 4-man knockup. And he's actually going to Zhonya's himself. What the heck is going on? Or what the... I don't even know what that... Oh, no, that was his Guardian's Angel backup. I was like, what the heck was that? I did not think it was backup, but MetaRhyperior going to go down. JayJ and Kappasun, the only two people left alive for the blue side. And this is what I was worried about, is they have two Nexus turrets down, or two inhibitor turrets down, rather. But they might lose the game here because they've got about 40 seconds of 3 dead members, and they only have Karma as well as Janna to wave clear. They've got 5 members on the red time right now. They can take not only a turret but an inhibitor and possibly even more. JayJ forced to use his Zhonya's there, jumps back, the Q lands, and that is going to be a dead JayJ. So what I was saying before, they got 24 seconds until Graves gets up. 1 person to defend. This could be the end of the game here if they decide to just shove this in for the red side, and that's what I'd like to see them do. They're kind of tied in gold right now, but this is their opportunity to try and end this. It is going to be tanked here by Vi. Vi should have no trouble tanking this. Jumping forward is InnoX, and that's what you want to do. If you don't do much damage to turrets and objectives, then just zone out the enemy here, and this should be the game. Flash bubble from Ariana Lovato, but it's more just a zone, and this will be the game for the red side, even though they were a little bit behind in that game. Absolutely amazing comeback. Great play from everybody, and InnoX was an absolute monster on that Leblanc all game, and shout out to the full Magi stack Nami on the red side. Congratulations, Ariana Lovato, full stack Magi's, and even though, like I said, Leblanc was probably the main playmaker and the biggest threat on the red side, Nami did so freaking well that game. All of her CC and bubbles and waves, everything was on point. So I have to give 2 MVP awards to this game, one for Ariana Lovato, and then one for InnoX on his Leblanc in mid lane. The mid and support for red side, really I feel it kind of brought them back in this game and let them get the win here at the end. Very nice way to close out the game. 45-minute game, and I had so much fun casting this. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening and all that kind of good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next cast. My name is Streetbowl. You can find me on Twitter at Streetbowl, youtube.com/Streetbowl. Please remember to like and subscribe and all that cool stuff. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.